Good morning, Tennessee. Hi, everyone. This is Vicki, and I'm reporting to you from beautiful Lake Cherokee in Tennessee. I'm on my screen porch, so it's not the best view in the world. Dogwoods are starting to bloom. I believe this was Ron's absolute favorite time of year here. He always loved seeing dogwoods bloom, either here or in Charlotte. They were his favorite spring tree, so I'll never be able to see, especially these dogwoods, without thinking of Ron. It's not the prettiest day here. It's been on and off, drizzly, kind of quick showers that will come through. It's kind of been this way since I got here yesterday. A little bit more socked in cloudy today. Yesterday was just partly cloudy, sun in and out, shower, sun would come back out. But yeah, this is our home in Tennessee, and it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. I absolutely love it here, but yet Ron's spirit, and especially his absence, is so palpable here for me. I'm going to turn the camera around if I can figure out how to do it. I never do this on video, so just bear with me. Maybe I won't. This is how rarely I video. You know, it's just the way it is. So yeah, I don't know how to get this turned around. But anyway, I may stop this one and either tag this on or just do a completely new one. Just wanted to give you a little update here from Tennessee. Not really a health update, but just kind of a life update a little bit. You know, this is mostly a blog about my recent health challenges with my autoimmune hepatitis, but just also I'm trying to blog some of my feelings. And I know it's kind of vulnerable to put them out on the World Wide Web. Oh, my tongue. But I just... I've been processing through a lot of feelings, as I've had a lot of loss in the last 2 years. People who know me will know. They know how much I've lost in the last few years. I lost my husband, my late husband Ron, in March of 2022. 2 months later in May, I lost my brother. Both of them had stage 4 end-stage cancer. Then in July of 22, my dad's health started deteriorating. And it deteriorated over the next year, and he died last year in September. I also lost an uncle the month before my dad died, very tragically. I won't go into the details of his death because that's not my story to tell, but it's had a big effect on me. Loss, you know, there's no way to really describe how it makes you feel. There's just not adequate words. Almost a week ago, Friday, I lost my little baby girl kitty, Ruby. And I won't say it was completely unexpected, but you can never prepare yourself for losing someone you love and the pet you love. She had chronic kidney disease and hyperthyroidism, but she had really done well with it. She had really just, for the most part, done well. symptomatically, she was a happy girl. She was 14 going on 15. She may have already been 15. I don't know her exact birth date. But we adopted her back in 2009 when she was about 6 months old. And pretty sure her backstory is that she was born in foster care. She definitely, her mother was definitely rescued, if not her. But I think she was born in foster care. And I had to be persuaded to adopt her. And it took about a month to be persuaded to adopt her. And I finally relented. And we adopted her, me and my ex-husband. Just a sweet little soul. Just a sweet little girl. She could be sassy, especially around male cats. She kept the male cats in our house in line. But with her people, with me especially, she was just sweetness and light. I was her person. I was. And there's a whole backstory on that. But again, that part of the story is not my story to tell. But she loved me. She loved me. And I loved her. She really loved my mom. I mean, if my mom was around, it wasn't like it was even like I didn't exist. And that was fine, because it just made my mom so happy to be loved by her. And especially in the 6 weeks I was with my mom and dad while my dad was in home hospice care, she was the cat that dispensed comfort. The boys were kind of, they mostly stayed away from my dad's sick bed. But several times Ruby would come down and see my dad, and she didn't exactly jump up on the bed, but if we put her on the bed with him, it made him happy, and she would let him pet her. And she wasn't a cat that really liked males for whatever reason. Pretty sure her foster parents were 2 women. So she kind of grew up in her kittenhood being around women. So she was mostly comfortable around women. But again, she ministered to my dad and let my dad care for her. And she just had a sense that he needed that. And she also just loved all over my mom and stayed in her lap and gave my mom great comfort before and after he passed. So her passing has really affected my mother. My mother hasn't been at the house since she passed, but in a couple of weeks she will. And I know it's going to be hard on my mom to come in and not have Ruby. And that's just another loss for all of us. Samson has looked for her, and has searched for her. And I've been worried about him. I needed to come here to Tennessee to check on the house here. I almost didn't come. But because of the way my schedule is right now, this was like the 1 week window that I didn't have anything else going on important. And I just postponed it for a day. I decided just to have another day at home to make sure that Samson and Benny were adjusting okay. And they are. My pet sitter said they were doing well this morning. I will be going back tomorrow. This is just a really quick trip to run some errands and I needed just a tiny bit of a break. I just needed, I don't really get to go anywhere where I don't feel lost, and that even includes here. But there's something about being by the water here that is so peaceful. And even as I look out, and here's where I'll try not to cry. Even as I look across this lake, and I see several of the spots that Ron and I fished, it's bittersweet. knowing that I'll never be out there to do that with him again. And I've been back and forth about keeping this house. There's some logistics there that I won't go into because they're private family estate stuff. Nothing bad, but I do have the option of keeping this house. But it's just never going to be the same here without Ron. This was Ron's promised land, as he called it. It really was. I don't think there was any place on earth he loved better than this house and this lake. His whole story, I could tell you so many things about how much he loved this place. But Ron was never more Ron than when he was here. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn this into a cry fest, but his joy here was, and on this lake, especially fishing for striper, was just infectious. I've never had a passion in my life the way Ron had a passion for fishing, especially for striper. And I can feel it in here. I have a harder time feeling him at my house because he didn't live in my house for very long. Just under 2 years. But here, I can hear him in the wind. Push, there's wind right now. I can smell him in the lake water. This whole house is him. There are touches of his late wife here that are here. She wanted a lake house. She wanted a beach house. He wanted a lake house. The first time he ever fished here, he was like, this is it. This is where I belong. And his late wife was, I'm sure there were a lot of discussions and maybe even arguments over buying this place. I don't know. He told me some about it, but she loved him so much and wanted to see him happy, and I guess she saw, like me, just how happy he was here, that she compromised. And she even cross-stitched a little picture thing that she's got in the guest room. It's called the Wilden Lake Beach House. And it's got a lighthouse on it and a sea scene. So, she really compromised because she really did love the beach, from what I understand. Anyway, I don't mean to be so teary, but my loss of Ruby is really fresh. It ripped my heart out. It gutted me. Even though I knew it was coming sooner than later. I'm going to lose Samson sooner than later. Even though he seems to be doing okay. He's nearly toothless, deaf, and I think he's even having problems with his eyesight. I've got to take him back to the vet and just kind of get him a good checkup. But, he's he's going to be sooner than later. I have Benny. Benny's a year old, and he is the goofiest, lovingest, sweetest little cat. Oh my gosh, he's my dog cat right now. God always gives me a dog cat in my life, which means he has a lot of characteristics of dogs, even though he's still a cat. It seems like God always brings one of those in my life. Well, the rain is moving in, and it is raining on me. The wind is blowing the rain into the screen porch. So I think I'm going to end it here. And I'm still thankful for everything I have. I'm beyond blessed, as I say. My life is so drastically different than it was even a decade ago. God has really worked in my life. And though I'm not a perfect person and I still have my faults, I still fight a daily battle with anxiety, a daily battle with grief. But God has given me joy. And even amidst all that, I still feel joy. And I'm thankful that the deep, dark depression that used to be there is no longer there. And that, as hard as it is on some days, I move forward. I move forward with my life, knowing through experience that God He's not done with me yet. If He was done, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. There's times I felt like I was done. Even last Friday, I was in so much pain if God had come and taken me on. Other than worried about the care of my other 2 cats and my mother, it'd have been okay. But that's just the nature of pain and grief. And I'm learning how to feel it and not to be anxious over the fact that it could take over my life, because it won't. Grief is a moving thing. And the more we live, the more we lose. It's just the nature of life. I was talking to my mom about that. The older we get, more people start saying goodbye. The more pets we've lost. It just happens. But one day we will not be losing anymore. We'll be joining all our loved ones in heaven. Don't know what our relationships will be with them, but we're told they'll be there, and that we will know them as we were known and as they were known. And it's going to be all right. We won't have any more tears or any more pain. So y'all have a great day. And I'm signing off from Tennessee. And good morning, Tennessee. See you soon.